something that you want to add a step to it to make sure kids have a different level of rigor? What do you foresee wanting to do with these type of proportion multi-step problems when we get the kids back in semester 2?
More practice with questions like number 23 with the multi-steps, because this is the higher rigor with dealing with the percents and proportions. Because we first start really basic. What is 20% of some number? Really basic, and then being able to go in, all right, we have 20% tip. What is the tip, and then what is the total? And then like we see in 23, what is the tip, what is the total, and how much change? It's really going through all three aspects of what we need to do when we're talking about percents. So definitely a lot more practice with this, and I'm kind of thinking of like ideas, just more real life applications. Like go get a fast food menu, go get a menu from somewhere and say, hey, we're going out to dinner. Let's pretend like we're ordering something. You have $100. You have to give 15% tip. What's your change going to be? Just actually have them live the experience instead of actually just see it on a worksheet.
Yeah, and one thing that you can do with a multitude of problems, because we really want to push kids thinking, high level thinking. Your kids, when they're hitting this level of rigor, we got 30% of kids at level 3, they can think in your room,
Right.
really pushing how many problems can be multi-step problems. You know, when you start thinking about even basic algebra, you can put multi-steps to it because you can have percentages that you tie to it or proportions that you tie to it and really be able to say, hey, this is the first step of a problem. If I added this step, what would be next? And that can really help our kids with the higher level thinking, because now they'll consistently have to say, all right, there's one step or one type of process I'm using, then there's another type of process I'm using, then there's another type of process, so they can continue to build that up. So that can be something we see in some of the worksheets that come in semester 2, especially when you're thinking about the McGraw-Hill. You can add pieces to the worksheet at any point, especially for your students who are consistently at the level 2 or at close to level 3. All you have to do is go around their page and say, okay, this student here, all right, I see right here you got the first step and the second step. How much change would they receive? What if there was a 50% discount on the meal to start?
Right.
Because they got a deal. What would you do then? 50% discount. Okay, try it then. That's the type of multi-step so that they get the practice of processing problems next to each other, and so that they can, number one, learn how to match this up, but then you can have kids practice to flush out their thinking and put it in a way where it makes sense on paper and it's getting the right answer.
Right.
But I think that can be something that can be a priority reteach, especially the week we get back, and starting to say, hey, here is the lowest teak that we had, lowest question. So we're gonna have a quick intervention, really focused on here's what we want to practice and close this up. That first week back, I think you can definitely prioritize closing the gaps from IA2 and knowing that, you've got 5 days there where you can prioritize 5 of those teaks for those 15-minute mini lessons, where you give an exemplar and then you let the kids work through it through the discourse. Then you give a quick exit ticket of one problem, right? That can be helpful. So we can actually use this as the first one, but then you can look through your tests and say, what are the other 4 areas that I want to hit? And then continue to practice those. So if we've got our time frame in terms of putting that together, would love to be a student in the class and just see, I think 22 is a similar type of problem.
Yes, 22 is similar.
So I would love to work through, and you can use either 22 or 23. If you were reteaching this in class, I'm going to be a student. You can just call me Logan. Don't call me Logan, right? That's a good name for a kid. You call me Logan, and we will act like you are teaching the reteach for either 20